Chapter 14. Measuring success in business. So when you talk about success, success vary anyway, but it only means that the business is doing well, the business is progressing. So how do you measure the success of a business? There are different ways to measure the success of a business. So we start. Measure of success. The success of a business can be measured in different ways. Several approaches are outlined below. The first one. So we can measure the success of a business through its revenue. We read, revenue is the amount generated by a business. Revenue is the amount generated by a business through the sales. Okay. So the amount of revenue generated by a business is a guide to its success. If revenues increase each year, most business owners would feel that they were making a success of their venture. So, if the revenue for last year is $10,000, and this year we have $14,000, that's the success.
Yeah.
So that is the point there. So revenue is a measure of success. So if the revenue of a business grows compared to the previous year, that is a success for the business. Is it clear? So that is about revenue. The next one is market share. We know what market share is, right? The percentage of your brand sale in the whole market. That is market share. That's why we said market share is total brand sale divided by the total market sale multiplied by 100. So what your product, what your brand sells in the whole of the market is your market share. So if your market share is increasing each year, it means you are successful. Because as soon as your market share increases, it means your competitors are losing customers to you. You know, I used to tell you there's no customer in heaven, right?
Yeah.
Great. So if the market for laptops, this is MSI, this is HP. So if HP market increases, it might mean that MSI market has reduced in terms of consumers.
Obviously.
Do you get it? So because we share the same customers, so if HP market share increases more or increases compared to the last year, it would have meant that its competitors have lost. It means its competitors has lost some of customers to HP. Do you get it? So that is about market share. Any question about market share?
Yes.
Question?
No.
Okay, we'll move on. You said yes. Customer satisfaction. Customers are kingpin. Customers are the key to businesses, right? So many businesses will look at how customers' needs and wants have been satisfied when measuring success. If its customer service is good, a successful business will find that it has loyal customers and a growing customer base.
Very obvious.
Yeah, for customer satisfaction, if your customers are satisfied, they will return. Returning customers are loyal customers. So the only thing that will make them to return is if you have given them, if you have given them a good service. Do you understand? Or you've sold it to them a good or a quality product.
Very obvious. If the customer service is very good, people want to get
it
more.
Will reflect in your customer base.
Yeah, people want the quality.
People would associate themselves. They will always want to come back to buy from you.
Yeah.
So if your customer base is increasing every now and then, it means your customers are satisfied. So customer satisfaction is also a measure of success. Is it clear?
Yes.
We'll move on. Profits, which is the main motive for every private organization.
Very obvious.
So most private businesses aim to make profit. Therefore, rising profits should signal improving success. However, a number of factors have to be taken into account when we're talking about profit. So profit is a measure of success, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about profit, you need to think, there are other things you have to think about when you are measuring profit, when you are using profit as a yardstick to success. Number one, it is possible to make higher profits if there is no competition in the market. Therefore, profits made by a monopoly are not as impressive as profit made in a competitive market. So, a monopoly, which is the only supplier of goods in the market. So, what profit are you making? There's no it's not competitive.
Yeah.
So, leave it or take it. Whatever you produce, customers will buy because there's no competitors.
Even with any quality or even it's bad, people will buy.
They will buy. So, it is not impressive as you making profit in a competitive market. Because when you make profit in a competitive market, it simply means you are doing well.
Yeah.
Do you get the first point there?
Obviously. So that's Google. Google is like the only search engine in the world.
It's just like a monopoly.
Yeah, monopoly.
So
there's competitors, but it's not as Google.
Yeah, so we wouldn't say it's monopoly. We could say it is an oligopoly. Do you get it? Few markets, few businesses controlling the industry.
Yeah.
But here we're really talking about a monopoly. A monopoly is the only supplier. So its profit is not impressive. Leave or take, it will still sell.
Yeah, obviously.
Poor service, poor quality, poor product, poor service or whatever it is, it's still going to sell. Clear?
Yeah.
The second point, the amount of profit made by a business will often depend on its size. So, when you are using profit as a yardstick, you have to also understand how big or small your business is. So, if your business is big, your profit is expected to be big. If your business is small, your profit is expected to be small. Do you get it?
Yeah.
So, one approach is to compare the profit amount invested in the business by calculating the return on capital employed. So, how do you solve the problem about how big or small your business is? You can only do this by calculating the amount of capital you put into the business. So if the capital invested into the business is high, you should expect a high return on capital. That is the point I'm making there.
Yeah.
The next one, profit should also be compared with that made by other businesses in the same industry. So when you are comparing your profit, don't compare the profit of the previous year with this year. Compare the profit of this year with your competitors. So, last year one of our competitors made $10,000. We made $8,000. This year we made $12,000. Our competitors are making $11,000. So okay, we are making more profit than our competitors. So when you are comparing profits, don't just compare with your own firm. Don't compare with your previous year. Compare with your competitors. Do you get the point here?
Compared to the competitor.
Yes. So profit is not something that you can just compare and you can just measure with without comparing with other significant quantity or other significant institutions. You have to compare. Is it clear? And the last one, profit can only be used to measure success if the objective of the business is to maximize profit. So, when you are using profit as a yardstick of measuring success, it would have meant that your main objective is to maximize profit. If not, there are other factors. You have to think about customer satisfaction. You have to think about expansion. You have to think about all these things. They are measure of success. You have to think about your market share. So if it's about making profit, if the objective is to make profit, then you can only use profit as a measure of success. Is it clear? Any question about profit there?
No.
So another measure of success is the growth. Many businesses aim to grow. Therefore, are you with me, please?
Yes.
So another measure of success is true growth. So for growth, many businesses aim to grow. Therefore, the size of business is important when measuring success. So here, another way to measure the success of a business is the growth of the business. So businesses, their aim and objective is to expand. So if that is your aim, then you shouldn't be thinking about profit. You should think further ahead of profit. So how do you grow as a business? One, turnover or revenue. The revenue of a business could be used to measure size. So here, the growth, it could be growth in terms of revenue. Oh, your revenue has increased unlike the last year compared to the previous year. So that means you are growing.
Yeah.
The number of employees. Oh, last year we had 25 employees. This year we have additional 15, which means we have 40 employees. We are expanding. This is growth. The market share. Also, you can use the market share. Oh, last year we had 20% in the old market. This year we are having 45%. That is also growth. That is also expansion. Because if your market share is increasing, it should have meant that your scale of operation is also, scale of production is also increasing.
Obviously.
Is it clear?
Yeah.
The amount of capital employed. Here we're talking about the amount of money you put into the business. So the larger the amount of money you put into the business, the larger your business becomes. So
the larger the money I invested in business, the
larger the business becomes. So you can't compare a business that is startup capital is 10,000 to compare with a business that its startup capital is 500,000. Do you get it?
Yeah.
That's the point there. The EU definition of size. The EU defines the size of a firm according to turnover, the number of employees and capital employed. So according to the European Union, they measure the size of a business based on certain criteria, like the micro business, they have less than 2 million. As been said here, a small business should have less than 10 million in turnover, the medium size from 10 million to 50 million, and the large businesses like the multinationals or the PLCs, they should have more than 50 million as turnover within a year. The revenue within a year, that is the point I'm making here.
Yeah.
So, and the number of employees for a micro business should be less than 10. For a small business should be less than 50. For a medium-sized business should be between 50 to 249. And for a large business should be from 250 and above. Clear? And the capital employed for a micro business should be less than 2 million. For a small business should be less than 10 million. For a medium size, between 10 to 43 million. And for a large business should be greater than or more than 43 million. Is it clear? Is it clear? Because that's about growth. Any question about growth?
No.
So a growing business is likely to be considered successful, particularly if growth is sustained over a period of time. However, occasionally, businesses try to grow too quickly and suffer as a result. They may get
Why?
caught out of overtrading. So here, sometimes you are over ambitious and you're caught, your way of going becomes too fast. That will bring about overtrading.
Like, what do you mean way too fast? What's wrong with it?
So coming too fast means you are taking more than what you can chew. You're beating more than what you can chew. So you are taking more. You are involving yourself in a business that you cannot actually finish up with. That is what overtrading is. Do you get it or not?
Yeah, but what do you mean over suffering?
When you overtrade, it means you have a contract that you don't have enough fund for. The contract you have with you don't have the financial capability to execute it.
Oh, I mean trading.
That's overtrading. You have a contract.
Yeah.
You have so much contract that you cannot afford it financially.
You cannot. You
You cannot
pay.
fund it. You cannot finance it. That is overtrading. Do you get overtrading now? So that's the problem about growth. You might go too quick. That leads to overtrading. And when it leads to overtrading, it's failure. It's a business failure. Is it clear?
Clear.
Any question about growth? Any question, please?
No.
So that's about growth. We move on. Then the third one is owner shareholder satisfaction. So another measure of success is
Owner
satisfaction and shareholders. So what they make, what do you make for them? What are the return on their investment? So are they happy with the return on investment? If they are happy, that means the business is successful.
Yeah.
Do you understand? That's about owners. Any question about owners?
No.
We'll move on.
So basically all of that. So if the shareholders or the owner satisfied about the business,
Satisfied with they have their target, they have their objective.
Yeah.
So
So that means the business is successful.
Yes, it's a measure of success. So if owners' objectives are met, it would have meant that the business is successful. That is on the aspect of the owners.
Yeah.
Their satisfaction. And owners, they want to derive satisfaction through what? Profit. Most of the time.
Obviously.
Yeah. So go to employee satisfaction. So another measure of success is how employees are happy. So the rate of turnover, the rate of labor turnover within your organization. So I'm going to read. The needs of employees in a business are likely to be different from those of shareholders or the other owners. Employees depend on businesses for their livelihood. Most employees have no other source of income and rely on wages. Like the owners, employees want the business to be successful. If a business is growing and profitable, employees are likely to get higher wages, more benefits, and perhaps a bonus. They will also feel more secure in their jobs. However, employees have other needs which must be met. They will need to be trained so that they can do their jobs properly. They want good working conditions, the opportunities to interact with other employees, fair and honest treatment, and opportunities for promotion. Safety at work is also important, as there are issues to do with equal opportunities. Generally, employees will want to maximize their financial rewards and welfare. If their employer is able to satisfy all or most of these needs, then, in their opinion, the business will be considered as successful. So the point about this is this. For employees, they want to maximize their financial rewards. They want a conducive working environment. They want to be promoted. They want fair treatment. They want to be praised.
Yeah.
So if all these things can be satisfied, if all these things can be given by employers, then employees will consider the business as a successful business.
So if the employees are happy, the business is successful.
That's the perspective of employees. And employees, they really want the business to be successful, because if the business is successful, that is where they can get all their needs and wants to.
Yeah, means
And they
more
rely,
wealth.
their livelihood also depends on the success of the business.
Means more wealth.
Do you get it?
Of course.
So that is about employees. Any question about it? But if employees are not happy, then the labor turnover would increase. Workers will start leaving the work. Seek for better opportunity
and they
elsewhere.
are demotivated.
Demotivation, yes. So the importance of targets when judging success. Many owners. Now, lastly, the importance of targets when judging success. Many owners set objectives when running their businesses. This makes it easier to measure success. For example, a business might plan to grow its market share. So, I'm just going to explain when you are judging the success of your business. When you have to judge the success of your business, you should judge it based on the set targets. So before the year starts, this and this and this are the objective of this business. So this is what you measure your success on. If the objective is to make profit, as soon as profit is made, then the business is successful. If the objective is to increase market share, as soon as you are able to increase your market share during the year, the business is successful. So if you are measuring the success of your business, you should measure it based on the targeted objective.
I got you.
Any question about that?
No.
So that ends chapter 14. We'll go to the MCQ.
So, answering.
So we'll go to MCQ for chapter 14. Measuring success in business. Question 1.
Read. Okay.
Yes.
Number 1. Which of the following is most likely to be used by shareholders to measure the success of business?
Shareholders, you know.
Yeah, I know. We have revenue, dividend
growth, dividend growth,
the quality of customer service, and the social impact. Revenue.
No, revenue is for the business or managers. Dividend, shareholders, the reward for shareholders are dividend. Dividend is the share of profit. So if their dividend increases, that means shareholders will be happy. They will consider the business as successful.
Yes.
So the answer is B. Clear? Is it clear now, please?
Yeah, clear.
Question 2.
Number 2. Which of the following might be used by a business to help measure the customer satisfaction?
Customer satisfaction, which might be used.
We have online surveys, labor turnover. Wait, what's the labor turnover?
I just explained what labor turnover is.
Oh yeah.
The extent at which workers leave the job within a year.
Yeah, I got you. Okay. We have sales forecasts, cash flow forecast statement.
Cash flow forecast. Cash flow means the in and outflow of money into the business. The inflow and the outflow. The forecast there is prediction. You predict your predicted inflow or predicted outflow. That is cash flow forecast. Sales forecast, your predicted revenue. Labor turnover, I told you. Online survey, it means gathering information from online. So which one of these might be used by a business to help measure customer satisfaction?
Is it online survey?
It's online survey.
Yeah, they measure by how happy they are.
Yeah, social media.
Yeah.
Clear. So it's A. Question 2 is A. Question 3, please.
Okay. Number 3. The employees might measure the success of the business by looking at
employees now.
Turnover.
No. Employees.
I'm sorry. Job security.
Job security.
How secure they are.
Yeah, that's it. The answer is C. Well
yeah, how secure and how they, how safe the business are.
Yeah. Are they sure about how? Do they see themselves in the future of the business? That's what it means.
Yeah, how safe the work environment.
You get it?
Yes.
Question 4.
Number 4. What might be taken into account?
What must be taken into account when using profit to measure the success of a business?
We have labor productivity, the location of the business, product mix. What's product mix?
Product mix is about product design. We have extension, we have quality, we have the quality and how durable the product is, how quality the product is. We have quality, we have the durability of the product.
So basically, product mix is basically how good the product is.
Yes.
Okay. So what must be the size of the business? What must be taken into account when using profit to measure the success of the business? Is the size of the business.
The size of the business.
How many?
How big or small?
Yeah, how big it is.
How big or small your business is.
How many? You could say the sales are going and the profit.
The size.
No,
the size is how big or small the business is.
Oh.
So when you are deciding profit, you can use that as a yardstick. When you are measuring profit, also you can compare with those of your competitors. When you are measuring profit, you can also use the capital employed. So these are things you use in measuring the success of a business through profit. Is it clear? So that ends chapter 14.
Sure.
What's the topic for chapter 14? What's the topic for chapter 14? Measuring success in business. Thank you.
Yes.